Hello, hello, welcome. I'm Leanne Ely. This is Saving Dinner. We are saving dinner. We're doing it today with marinades. Listen, it's a little chilly here up on top of the hill, but I'm going to tell you what, the weather is warming up, and with the warmer weather comes grilling season. And I don't know about you, but one of the things that makes me super happy about grilling season is marinades. Marinades have the ability to transform anything, to transform your meat, to transform your vegetables, to transform your poultry, and even your fish. I'm going to show you and give you some basics on how to create your own marinades. You know, you see these things in the store. You see bottles of marinades, you see envelopes of marinade seasonings. You don't need any of that. You know what you need to do? You just need to go grab a bunch of seasonings out of your spice cupboard. You need olive oil or some avocado oil. You need some vinegar and maybe some wine, some other things like that. I'm going to show you exactly what the whole secret is to making a fabulous marinade. The first thing is that you need 3 different components to make marinade. The first one is you need an acid. Acid is what's going to penetrate that protein, especially, and vegetables as well, to create the flavor and to drive the flavor in, as well as an oil. Plus, you need something that's going to take the seasoning in. And you need the seasoning itself as well. You need all kinds of different things. And I'm going to bet in that spice cupboard of yours, you have all kinds of things that'll work together to make a fabulous marinade. The other thing that you need is freezer quality bags. And the reason that this is important is because if you're going to go to all this effort, put the chicken in and make it all yummy and delicious, and then you put it in a crappy, bag that is not freezer worthy, you're going to end up with frostbite. And who wants that? Right now especially, we need to be really watching those grocery dollars and making sure that the things that we are doing are working. So I'm going to show you something. This is a Sharpie pen. Sharpies are the only pen worthy of writing on a bag and staying in the freezer without sweating off. So I will show you here on this Ziploc worthy bag. On the front of it, it's got a place for you to write. So if I put garlic marinated chicken on here, and today's date, which is what, the 10th? Isn't it the 45th of April? It feels like it. Doesn't this seem like a long month? Then if you do that, then you are going to always know exactly what you have. One of the pet peeves that I have, and I've done this myself, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, is saying, oh, I'm just going to put that in a Ziploc bag and I'll get it later for whatever. And then it freezes over and you have no idea what on earth that thing is, do you? I know I don't. And my strong suggestion is that you never ever do that. You always use a freezer bag. You always use a Sharpie pen. Now here's what you can do with the Sharpie so that you don't lose it. Okay, I just don't even know what's going on. I take my Sharpie pen and I drop it in my Ziploc baggie box. And the reason you do this is because somebody is always going to trot off with your Sharpie pen. You don't want that. When you need it, you need it. And if it's in this box, you will always have it. You can take that one to the bank. The second thing you need to do is remember that you also need salt. So when it comes to seasoning, you need to make sure that you're adding salt, because salt enhances and brings out the flavor. I use a pink Himalayan salt like that a lot because there's minerals in it and what have you, and it's good stuff for you. It's from an ancient seabed, so you're going to get all the sea salt without the plastics, unfortunately, that are in sea salt now. Sometimes I like a little bit of a kick, so I've got red pepper here. I've also got cayenne pepper. I've got a bunch of different spice blends. I bet you do too, so I'm just trotting them all out. I've got roadside chicken. I've got an everyday blend, some stuff that just needs to go. I've also got an herbs de Provence. We're just getting kind of down a little bit on some of these. Also another one, this is a really nice one from Ava Jane's Kitchen. This is a hot roasted garlic that I really like. And then we bought this one in Mexico, and I've seen this around. It's the tangine seasoning, which is kind of a spicy with lime in it, and it has its own salt. So I just pulled out a bunch of random stuff to show you, this is how you do it. The other thing that you're going to do too is look at I've got what I would call the liquid section, right? So I've got some wine here if I want to do a wine, kind of a wine marinade. I've got honey in case I want to do like a sweet teriyaki type of a thing. Speaking of which, there's the coconut aminos. This is a soy sauce substitute just because I can't take soy, but soy sauce works just as well as coconut aminos. And if you add honey to it, it's teriyaki. You don't have to buy teriyaki. It's easy to make. Worcestershire sauce is another one that you can use for the liquid. And then we've got the acids, and included in the acids are lemon and lime. We've got apple cider, red wine vinegar, and balsamic. All different, all fun. And then, of course, you've got to have a little bit of oil. And I'm using an avocado oil, as well as I'll probably use a splash of this wonderful fresh pressed olive oil club, just simply because I like the flavor, but it has a low smoke point. So I'll use more avocado oil than I will the fresh pressed olive oil. So the way to do it and not make a mess is to start with your bag. And what you're looking at is a third liquid and then a good amount of seasonings. Not a third, of course, because that would just be too ridiculous and too much. All right, so let's start right now. And you do the marinade first, squish it around, and then we stick the chicken in, okay? So I'm gonna do a balsamic chicken. This is my acid, okay? And that's probably right around, and again, this is definitely not brain surgery. But we're looking at about 2 to 3 tablespoons there. And then we're gonna add the olive oil in, the avocado oil in. And we're gonna double down on that. We're gonna go about the same on that one. And the thing that you need to remember too is that you want to be generous with the amount of marinade that you have in here, because that's gonna be coating all of the chicken. And some people will even go as far as to, we have all chicken with bone in here. You can stab it with a fork. You can make slashes on the drumsticks so that it gets more of the flavor in here. But here's one of the things that I do, is I will take these little packages of all this marinated chicken and I'll throw it in the refrigerator. I'll let it sit in the refrigerator for a couple of days, even 3 days would be fine. And then they go into the freezer and get thawed from there. And when they're thawed, at that point, that's when I go a little bit crazy, pull them out and then use them as I need them. Just do a quick thaw in the sink and it works. Now what are you doing?
Garlic.
I don't need garlic. I'm fine. He's just all over the place. Okay, so we have half vinegar and half oil. Do you see that right there in the bag? It's pretty obvious because the oil has floated directly on top. From here, we're gonna add some flavoring. So I'm gonna look over here. Do I need any of this stuff? No, I don't need to put wine or anything in there, just this. And like I said, I'm gonna use this hot garlic seasoning because I really like it. It's from Ava Jane's. They sent that to me and it has a really good flavor. And I'm just gonna mush it around a little bit. Oh, I wish you could smell it. It's really nice. And then I'm gonna need a little bit of salt to go in there. And I'm gonna say that's probably a good teaspoon. Again, mush the bag up, like so. And now I'm gonna add my chicken pieces. So let's see here, what do we have? How about a drumstick? How about no, let's keep those chicken thighs, these are boneless. I'm gonna do 2 drumsticks and a chicken breast. How's that? There we go. So, you take your bag, just like so, just bring it down a little bit and get the air out of it, seal it, and then mush it all up. Ta-da! That's prize number one. The trick is, now you've probably heard before, oh my gosh, is it safe to take frozen chicken thaw and then freeze it again? You lose a little bit of quality. That's all that happens, but it's perfectly safe to do so. And this is what we're going to do, because I will take this, I'm going to put it in my refrigerator, and by the time, on the third day, it's going to be lovely and marinated. But I'm going to tell you what, I could throw it in the freezer right now too, but it's not going to get as marinated. It will be marinated if it sits in the refrigerator. That makes sense? So that's number one. The next one that I do is, let's see, what are we going to do here? I say we do some citrus. How about if I throw some things around? Okay, so we're going to do the lemon. Yeah, I'll just do that. And for something like this, I don't care about the seeds. I'm not going to go through and juice it and take care of the seeds. I'm just going to go ahead and get the citrus going. And let's see what else I have in here. I think I'm going to do kind of a Hispanic number on this one. Any questions yet? How's everybody doing out there?
So we're just saying hello.
Hello. Okay, so again, let's take a look and see how much we have on the bottom. That looks good. That looks good. That looks like a lot of marinade. I might add just a little splash of apple cider vinegar. Why not? Just so that I have a little bit more acid in there. Again, it's acid, oil, and then the delivery. This is the delivery system for all the seasoning. Okay. So that's about right. Let's grab some of this oil. Give it a shake. And as you can see, I forgot to, there we go, good. And like I said, I like a little bit of, you can get me some garlic powder, that would be great.
Oh.
There you go.
Now you need garlic.
Now I need you. So cumin makes it nice and Mexican tasting, which we love, the Mexican flavor. And I'm gonna use this tagine, which is really delicious because it has the cayenne pepper in it, it's got the lime, and a little bit of garlic powder, because garlic powder is never a bad idea, right? You could put oregano in there and what have you, but I'm gonna take this chicken, I'll show you what I'm doing right here. I'm gonna take this, and over here I've got 1, 2, 3, I guess I'll do 3. I've got 3 chicken breasts, or chicken thighs. They're all boneless. And you see how I'm doing it super heavy? The reason why is because it's gonna come off in the bag and it's gonna add to the marinade, okay? And it just makes it easier to do it this way. I'm not gonna flip it over on either side. I just needed to get that seasoning in. There we go. So I've got the tagine, I've got the cumin, I've got the lemon, little splash of vinegar in that one. And again, off we go to the races, mush it all up. And in a perfect world, I will have already named it like Mexican marinated chicken, and with today's date, the 45th of April. Okay, I'm gonna do one more because I have 3 more left. And here's my box. Here's my pen. Let's see, what sounds good? Anybody have any ideas of something that they'd like to see done? How about if we do teriyaki? Because everybody loves teriyaki. Well, Mark's making noises. He's making faces. Okay, forget you, Mark. So we're gonna do marinated chicken of some sort. I'm not even gonna worry about what kind it is. And I'm also gonna add the date today, the 45th of April. All right, let's start with, let's go with a red wine vinegar. What do you say about that? I say red wine vinegar sounds good. Red wine vinegar. Red wine. Don't give me faces, Mark. Okay, red wine vinegar is on the bottom. And then we put the avocado oil in again. It's like almost like we're making salad dressing. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Make sure that we have enough. Yep, that's about 1 to 1. And now let's go with a little bit of, let's have a little French herb situation. I think that sounds like fun. This is herbes de Provence. Herbes de Provence has like marjoram in it. It has thyme, a little bit of lavender. It's quite lovely. What else am I? Chervil, savory, things like that. That is so nice. And it adds a nice flavor to a component. Again, that herb gets right in there. I don't know. I always think garlic is a good idea on everything, but you know, except chocolate and garlic don't go well together, but this will. Oh yeah, we can work with that. So we're going to take our remaining chicken, put it here in the bag. And put it over here, sorry. Remember, you want to get the air out as much as you can, get it sealed, and then mush it up. There it is, right there, like that. Did you see that? I've got 3 packets of marinated chicken that I did just like that. If you buy a big thing of chicken, like say you go to Sam's Club or you know Costco or whatever, take that chicken home fresh like you would and break it up just like this and put it into different marinade bags. The world is your oyster. Pull out your vinegars, pull out your olive oils and your avocado oils and whatever else you have. Pull out any other flavor enhancers that you might enjoy, like honey and soy sauce, wine, even Worcestershire. And don't forget, the citrus also works for the acid component. And then dig into your cupboard and find what kind of spices that you have. When you're thinking in terms of like a Hispanic, Mexican type seasoning, think cumin, oregano, think marjoram, think, what else? Cayenne pepper, that kind of spice component. It's really delicious. If you want to go with a curry type of a thing, think garam masala, think curry, think cumin, think garlic powder. Now, I don't use fresh garlic when I do marinades for the most part because that will only burn. But using garlic powder will get right in. Remember, what you're looking at is acid and oil to drive those flavors in, and then you add all of your flavorings. It's that easy. And then if you're using it like I'm showing you with these Ziploc bags, you're labeling it with your Sharpie, and you're putting it in the refrigerator for a few days so that it really gets a chance to marinate, you can throw them back into the freezer and you always have a meal that's ready to go for the grill. That's pretty simple. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, if you have any ideas of anything that you would like to see demonstrated in our cooking lessons, let me know. Just drop a comment here, send an email to customer service at support@savingdinner.com, and I might be cooking it. I'd also like to give a big shout out and a big time thank you to all of our Dinner Answer supporters. You are making a difference for this small woman-owned company. It's only $7 a month. We're calling it pandemic pricing. We've lowered the price so that you support us and we in turn support you, giving you menus, recipes, and shopping lists, a dinner plan every week, just the way you eat. For more information about this program, go to savingdinner.com. It's right there on the first page. And I have to say that all of you who've come to our support and have said, yeah, I want to be a supporter, to you I say thank you so much. Thank you. And I really, really appreciate you. And if you have anything that you want cooked, don't forget, all you have to do is pop me an email and I'll take care of it. Thank you so much. And thank you again, Amy, for those beautiful flowers. You are just an angel and I love you. Peace.